Have you ever felt like your life is just stuck? Like no matter how hard you try, things just don't seem to move forward or work. Maybe, just maybe, God is calling you and he's about to step in. Here are 4 signs that God is about to intervene in your life in a big way. Sign number 1, nothing feels right. The job, the routine, even the things that used to make you happy now just feel empty. That's not by accident. Sometimes God stirs our hearts because he's preparing us for a change and he's closing one chapter to open up a better one. One example of this is Moses. Before God intervened in Moses' life by sending him to free the Israelites from Egypt, Moses was living a quiet life as a shepherd in Midian. He had fled Egypt after killing an Egyptian. God appeared to him in a burning bush, calling him to lead his people. Moses had doubts and was reluctant at first, but we saw that God was preparing him for a major role in Israel's deliverance. Despite his doubts, Moses' leadership was affirmed by all that we saw when the Red Sea was parted and by the plagues in Egypt. Sign number 2 is God sends people to speak into your life. Sometimes it's a conversation, a sermon, or even a simple quote on social media that speaks directly to your situation. That's not coincidence. It's God using others to guide and confirm his plan for you. Another example in the Bible is David. Before becoming king, David was a humble shepherd, unaware of God's plan until the prophet Samuel anointed him, preparing him for future challenges, including his faith-given victory over Goliath, which confirmed his calling. Sign number 3, you've tried, prayed, planned, but every door just keeps closing. Frustrating, right? What if those closed doors aren't rejection, but God's protection, guiding you towards something bigger? Before becoming the father of many nations, Abraham lived a peaceful life in Ur until God called him to leave everything behind. Trusting God's promise of a new land and countless descendants, he obeyed. And despite not fully understanding the plan, his faith was tested, but he remained steadfast in following God's call. And we see the result of that to this day. Sign number 4, you're pushed to surrender and trust in God. Sometimes when we've tried everything and nothing works, God is waiting for one thing, our surrender. When we finally trust in him, that's when he moves. Just like in Esther's story. Esther was an orphan, but God placed her in a position to save the Jewish people when she became queen. Her rise to the throne was also no coincidence. It was all part of God's plan. When she trusted God, the king granted her request and Haman's evil plot was reversed, which is proof of God's providence at work. When God calls, he confirms. When God wants our attention, he'll repeat the message in ways that we cannot ignore until we finally realize that he's speaking to us. God's intervention isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a quiet nudge, a redirection, or a season of waiting. But if you've seen the signs in this video, get ready. God is about to move in your life powerfully. These examples that I shared with you show how God shapes our ordinary lives for extraordinary purposes. I pray that this blessed you.